What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. What a day it's been for GGPI stock. As I said yesterday, I was expecting this to open around $15, which it did, and hit a new high of $16.41. It's dropped back a little bit, but no worries. This is the #1 stock in the world right now on trading volume, and the EV market is really heating up again recently, with GGPI also being the #1 trending stock across all trading forums right now. If you've been watching my channel over the past few months, then you will have seen the huge gains that we made recently. Over the past few months, we've seen 9x gains on ILS since my first ILS video. We've had 10x gains on Shiba Inu from the time of my first Shiba Inu video back in May when nobody else was talking about this. And in the past few weeks alone, we've seen AABB stock 3x from the time of my video in September. If you watch my recent Petrotech videos, I covered the stock a few weeks ago at only 11 cents, telling you about a potential buyout offer coming. This stock reached as high as 34 cents just a few days later, and even now it's a bargain at only 18 cents. The board of directors currently has an offer on the table to buy the shares at 74 cents per share. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button now and stop missing out on these huge money making stocks. Turn on notifications and find out about these stocks as soon as I make a video, instead of finding my video after the stocks have made huge gains. It costs you nothing, but it could make you a lot of money. This is not financial advice. I encourage everyone to do your own due diligence. Now let's dive into it. Polestar was established as a new standalone Swedish premium electric vehicle manufacturer in 2017. Founded by Volvo Cars and Geely Holdings, Polestar enjoys specific technological and engineering synergies with Volvo Cars and benefits from significant economies of scale as a result. Headquartered in Sweden, its vehicles are currently available and on the road in 14 global markets across North America, Europe and China. In 2021, Polestar is expanding into 8 additional new markets in Europe, the Middle East and Asia, where Polestar cars are currently manufactured in 2 facilities in China, with additional future manufacturing planned in the US. In September, Polestar announced its intention to list on Nasdaq in a business combination agreement with Gores Guggenheim SPAC, GGPI. The Polestar deal will be supported by cash proceeds of around $800 million from Gores Guggenheim and includes a PIPE or private investment in public equity of $250 million from top-tier institutional investors. Polestar also counts Hollywood actor Leonardo DiCaprio among its investors. Polestar currently produces 2 electric performance cars, the Polestar 1, which was a low-volume electric performance hybrid GT, and Polestar 2, the company's first fully electric high-volume car. The Polestar 2 range offers 3 variants with batteries as large as 78 kilowatts and as much as 408 HP. The Polestar 3 electric performance SUV is expected to begin production next year, and Polestar plans the goal of creating a truly climate neutral car by 2030. As I mentioned in my videos over the weekend, on Friday Polestar filed a proxy statement with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The business combination is expected to close in the first half of 2022. Polestar continues to deliver on its market and retail expansion plans that underpin significant growth targets, where they are expected to be operating in 30 markets by the end of 2023, and are expected to ramp up sales to 290,000 vehicles by the end of 2025. As I said before, these are huge numbers, and this just goes to show how much of a head start Polestar have over their rivals at the moment. In the US, Polestar's biggest rivals look certain to be Rivian and Lucid and Tesla. Polestar are already selling cars across North America, China and Europe, while Rivian is now the biggest US company with no sales. Lucid have just begun deliveries of their Lucid Air, and Lucid told investors in July that it expects to produce 20,000 Lucid Air sedans in 2022. Polestar have estimated their sales this year to already be 29,000 units. Now there is no doubt that Tesla is the leader in this sector, and Tesla are the company that every single new EV company gets compared to. They are the market leader and they set the benchmark. As we can see here, it wasn't until mid-2018 the Tesla sales really started to take off, and according to this, Tesla achieved sales in 2020 of 292 units. Polestar is estimating to have a similar number of sales to this by 2025, which is fantastic. Now, I'm not having a dig at Lucid or Tesla or Rivian here. Each of these companies all have their own massive positives and advantages, and I believe that each of these will have a big part to play as the EV sector really gets into full flow over the next decade. I'm just pointing out that Polestar are not a new EV startup starting from scratch. In many ways, they are already ahead of the curve and far ahead of a lot of the companies in this sector. In terms of first mover advantage in this industry, that is obviously Tesla. And then you have NIO, which is expanding rapidly across China and now breaking into the European market too. But in terms of the rest, Polestar are pretty high up the list with their current market reach and expansion plans. Now, this is something that I've spoke about many times on the channel, but when it comes to these new and emerging sectors, there will be a number of new entrants to the market, but over time only a few of these will succeed. So first mover advantage can be key. Polestar began full-scale activity with 10 global markets in 2020 and is on the road in 14 markets today. Market expansion continues, and in the first half of 2022, Spain, Portugal and Ireland are planned to be added to the European market footprint, with Israel planned to expand presence in the Middle East. This is something that I look forward to being in Ireland. I'd love to go test drive one of these cars. A total of 86 retail locations are now open globally, up from 40 at the end of 2020. These Polestar retail locations include downtown Polestar spaces, easily accessible out-of-town Polestar destinations and Polestar test drive centers. The latest additions include facilities in New York City and Boston, where after a surge of new openings, a total of 25 facilities are expected to be operational by the end of 2021. So a surge of new openings here tells me that these cars are in demand. More than 2 million people have visited Polestar retail locations since the start of deliveries in August 2020. New markets and growth in existing markets underpin their near-term volume ambitions, but in the longer term the expansion will be fueled by plans to launch a new car every year for the next 3 years. In my last video, I looked at an article on Seeking Alpha that said that the Polestar 2 had received disappointing reviews, and I pointed out that 8 and 8.5 out of 10 are not reviews that I would call disappointing. But not only has the Polestar 2 had more than 110,000 test drives, but it has also won more than 50 awards to date. In this article on Investors Place today, they say that Polestar has drawn more comparisons to Tesla than any other of its rivals. One expert described the company's Polestar 2 as the closest thing on the market today to a Tesla Model 3 competitor. While Polestar CEO has stated that his company does not intend to be a Tesla killer, it's clear that the new player to the EV race could certainly challenge it. Polestar has plenty of projects in the works, including an SUV with LiDAR advanced sensor technology system pioneered by Luminar Technologies, Nasdaq ticker LAZR. This is another emerging sector over the past 12 months that I've been keeping an eye on, with companies like Luminar, Velodyne LiDAR, AI and Innoviz all being on my research list at a certain point over the past 12 months. This is an industry that I have a keen interest in and have done a lot of research on. So if you would like to see me make a video about some of these companies, then drop a comment and smash that like button. And I plan to make some videos over the coming 2 weeks looking at some of the best value stocks in the market right now in both the EV charging sector and the lithium mining sectors, as these are going to be vital over the coming years. So if this is something that you would like to see more of, then subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on my videos. There's nothing worse than missing the gains and then trying to chase or waiting for the dip. Turn on notifications and find out about these stocks before they make huge gains. Anyways, I find it very interesting and, to be honest, not at all surprising that Polestar will be working with Luminar. As I said over the weekend, Gores Guggenheim is made up of the Guggenheim Investment Group and the Gores Group, headed by CEO Alec Gores. The Gores Group has brought several companies public over the past few years. One of these is actually Luminaire, and Alec Gores is still on the board of directors at Luminaire. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. If you've watched all the way through, please hit that like button, it really helps the channel out a lot. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and bell notification. Follow me on Twitter and I'll catch you in the next one.